Hey Virgo, welcome to your February 2018 tarot forecast. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. So, I have a story to tell you that I think you might find funny. I had originally sat down today to film the water sign videos because and you might be able to relate to this, I find it very challenging to channel water energy. I can channel the fire energy. I have that moon in Leo. I'm very easily annoyed. Like I get that fiery piece. I'm an air sign, so we got the thought piece down. And even earth signs, I'm kind of a no bullshit person, and I really appreciate that running theme in the air signs, among other things. These two want to come out, the Empress in reverse and the Eight of Cups. Sorry, the Seven of Cups. So I can kind of, I can handle wow, this came out too high, Knight of Cups. Just flew right out of my hands. So those energies are energies that I can connect with in some personal way. And so it's easy for me to channel those, but the water signs I struggle with a lot. And the one that I struggle the least with is Scorpio, but we don't need to get into that. Scorpios are just, At any rate, I'd sat down to film the Pisces video and started filming yours instead. Virgo and Pisces, those are very opposite energies. I just don't want to do it. So I'm going to warm up with y'all and then maybe make it to the water signs. What are you going through, Virgo? So let's talk about something. There's so much going on this month, this eclipse season and boo boo beep beep bop. But for y'all, I really want to focus on reverse Queen of Pentacles. That's so interesting. The Empress and the reverse Queen of Pentacles down. The reversed Empress. Keep going. Starting on February 10th and through the first week of March, Venus will be transiting your 7th house of partnerships. Very appropriate for Valentine's Day, right? But there's something I want to point out, which is that so often we think of the 7th house as being the house of romantic relationships, which is true. And we tend to overlook the business partnership of that piece. But I think for y'all, especially right now, Virgo, while certainly this transit might do wonders for your love life, I think it will also play out very strongly in your business life. So if you're starting between now and the first week of March, if you enter into any business partnerships, whatever that looks like, whether that's a new job or you're partnering up with someone on a new venture, that is likely to be a very, very harmonious and fruitful venture, okay? So it's a really good time to if you feel yourself vibing with someone on a business level or a creative level and you guys have been talking about getting something off the ground and the vibe is right and the time is right and it's all there, then this is a really good time for y'all to be doing that. The other thing I want to say too is with Temperance, pardon me. Hey y'all, how's it going? The other thing I want to point out is that this very well could apply to your romantic life, but this is also as much as we also had the reversed Sun and the reversed Eight of Swords come down. I'm going to pull a couple more and then we'll go through. As much as Venus is a really nice energy all the way around, being in your 7th house for the next 5 weeks, now I would say is maybe not the time to fuck with people who aren't serious. It certainly doesn't mean you can't casually date. There's nothing really that I see that's preventing you from doing that. But I think with Venus transiting your 7th like that, it's a call for you to explore long-term committed partnerships, okay? It's not the time for one-night stands so much. Besides, with all your business, ooh, one of my favorite cards, Death. I might pull one more. I pull one more. So yeah, it's also, you know, as much as you're certainly welcome to continue to do casual stuff during this time, but frankly, with what I'm seeing for the business piece, I think you won't even have time or energy to be thinking about romance. All right. A lot of reversals coming up today. Reverse Ace of Wands, 10 of Wands, a lot of Wands, reverse King of Wands, and the Emperor. Okay, that's plenty of cards. Okay. So quickly, we had the Seven of Cups fall out with the Empress in reverse. Okay. We'll go through these first. So, you know, like I was just saying, right now, when it comes to partnerships of a romantic or business nature, now is not the time for you to get caught up in fantasy. Now is not the time for you to get caught up and distracted by the things that don't matter. You know, you don't want to end up the upside down Empress. You don't want to end up being blocked from abundance. So I think for y'all right now, Virgo, the important thing is to focus on what's real and what's solid and what's likely to persist into the future. Okay, this is not, like I said, this is not the time to be frittering your energy away on 1 week people or 1 week opportunities, you know, things that just kind of come and go. This is not the flavor of the week time for you, okay? You really want to be focusing on the things that you know are real. You don't want to get caught up in the clouds like this. And normally you don't, Virgo, but I think what's going on right now is you have so many different things happening that you kind of feel like you're a glutton for choice. And it's just kind of, you're like, what do I put my energy towards? Because you guys aren't the kind to spread your energy thin, right? You like to commit and focus fully on the task at hand. So, you know, you're not like a Gemini where I'm just like dipping my hand in all kinds of different pots and just half-assing everything I'm doing. You'll narrow down your field a little bit more so that you can focus on things more intently, okay? So I think right now you just have so much going on that you're sort of starting to get caught up in that energy that doesn't usually affect you too badly. And if you do that, you're gonna end up denying yourself emotional and material abundance that you could have gotten otherwise if you just kind of kept your head clear and focused on what was real and what was long term. You know, Knight of Cups. Again, I think a really great card denoting partnership. Like you are marching forward right now into a relationship that is going to be very beautifully fruitful for you, okay? And again, the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, which in many ways is similar to the Empress in reverse. I think for y'all right now, there is sort of like a warning. And as I'm seeing, you know, as much as the Knight of Cups is about, it's not a card of partnership in that there's a partnership displayed on the card, right? But generally it's interpreted as someone going to have his cup filled by another, right? And in a lot of interpretations, people would say this is maybe someone going to profess their love to someone. So there is, even though Venus is transiting your 7th right now, again, the download that I'm getting for y'all is to not get distracted by bullshit, especially when it comes to romance. That doesn't mean, even though Venus is in that 7th, and I think if there's something serious there that you should nourish that, the sky is right for it. I'm seeing a warning here to not fall for this, right? Similarly, up came Temperance. Again, just keep, you know, the card for you. Again, just keep your, I mean, it's not the card for you, like the Hermit is your card. But, you know, this sort of being able to keep a balance, being able to keep a straight head, being able to stay calm. That's generally you, depending on your other placements. Some Virgos can pop off. But, you know, you tend to keep a balanced approach to life. You guys are really good at that. You know, do that right now. You do have a lot of opportunities presenting themselves in the forms of romance and business partnerships to you right now. And just keep your head on straight about what the best choices are for you. And don't get stuck. You know, it's so interesting because there's so many like wonderful outcome cards in this reading in the reverse. We have the Empress in reverse. We have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. We have the Sun in reverse. And to me, I'm seeing these reversals as being a sign of, or a warning. You know, things are either going to go this way or this way for you right now, depending on what you want to spend your energy on, Virgo. So then, out with the Sun came the reverse Eight of Swords. Also a warning, I think it's saying don't turn into this. Don't get caught up in your own shit. Don't put yourself in a situation that you think you have no way out of, because in your mind, you've decided that's just the way it is. Otherwise, you're going to be blocking these blessings from the Sun. And then Death. So a change is coming. This is such an interesting read, Virgo. I really feel like this is so highly dependent on where you're at mentally right now. And I think a lot of y'all are going through this phase even more than normal, where you're deciding to turn inwards and you're looking at things that give you meaning and that don't require the input of other people. I think a lot of y'all are returning to things that creatively you had maybe set aside for a while, hobbies, things that you just enjoyed doing that you haven't done for a while. I think a lot of y'all have been returning to that recently, and that's good. And if you're not doing that, then please do so immediately, because you need to be in a really good headspace right now. I think a lot of you, or at least some of the Virgos I know, had a really challenging year last year. And I think this year stands to be better, but it is going to require not just work, as it always does, but also the right mindset. And for February, I think this is going to really set the stage for what else is going to come. How, like I said, when it comes to partnerships right now, look at how the choices you are making are impacting the value that you hold. And again, I'm talking both romantic and business. And I think with that Venus transit of your 7th house for the next few weeks, I actually do think it looks good. The cards here, I feel like, are kind of just like not a roadmap necessarily, but a sort of troubleshooting FAQ, like, why am I feeling like this? I'm supposed to be feeling like this. Why am I feeling like this? Well, if you're feeling like this, what's going on here? Are you seeing things for what they actually are? Okay. Why am I feeling like this? I'm supposed to be like this. Why am I feeling like this? Well, are you being patient? Are you being balanced? Are you being realistic and fair with yourself and others? Are you seeing things for what they really are? Why am I like this when I'm supposed to be like this? Well, Virgo, are you this? Have you put yourself in what feels like a bind, in what feels like a corner that you can't back out of, when in reality, the tools of your liberation are all around you, aka your mind? But the most important thing is this. There is a change coming, and I think it's a positive one. Let me pull out the last 4 cards that came flying out. We have the Emperor, we had the King of Wands in reverse, the Ace of Wands in reverse, and the 10 of Wands. Lots of wands. I mean, again, are you making things harder than they need to be? Like, this should be you. This should be you, Virgo, because you have your shit together, right? When you have your shit together, you are like this dude. You're like the cream of the crop. You're on top when you have your shit together. And you normally do have your shit together when you're not getting distracted by things like romance. That's a big one for y'all. It's really interesting how you guys can get distracted by that. Because I think of you as being so pragmatic and so practical in almost every other arena. But you are a little like, ooh, when it comes to romance. King of Wands, Ace of Wands in reverse. If you are making things harder than they need to be, Virgo, it might be because you're feeling self-conscious. Like, you're feeling a sense of you like to feel like you're always the best, right? It's not so much in the sense, like you're not competitive in the way that maybe like a Capricorn would be, but it's not to be better than other people, but you want to know that the work you are doing is the best work that you can do, especially if it's work that you're going to be sharing with other people, especially if it's something that's going to go out into the public realm. Like you want people to see you as someone who's like well put together, not because you want the validation, but because like you just take pride in how you do things, right? You like to do things the right way, the thorough way. And I feel like when it comes to some of these creative things right now, or setting off on your own ventures in a way that perhaps you haven't done before, you're feeling some lack of mastery. You're feeling disconnected from the universe. Like you're not really feeling tapped into that power. You're not feeling confident. And you're not feeling confident probably because this was all of last year for you. Like you're a little bit shook, I think. And that, you know, you need to just, girl, you need to get over it. And you need to rise up and be this dude. Because you stand, again, like you stand to have a lot of great things happen. February being a great launching point for that Virgo. But there's just warnings left and right here of like not, all of these traps are mental that I see for you. All of them are mental. I don't see any outside influences coming in to wreck your shit like they might have last year. Like everything that stands to hold you back moving forward from February on is in your mind. Sorry for the glare, you guys. Wow. That's how pale my hand is. Did you see I reflected light like that? Oh my God. Girl, I need to go to a tanning salon. Okay, anyway, so I'm not going to move the camera, but I am going to wrap this up. Okay, maybe I'm going to move the camera. No, okay, I'll just keep my hand down. Sorry, Virgo. Virgo is like dying right now. I'm not as thorough as you. I'm not as professional. Sorry. So all of these warnings are against mental hangups. These are things, you know, like not like this right here, this right here, this right here. These are all mental hangups. Can you hear the ice cream man in the background? These are all mental hangups, and you are being warned against those in this reading. So if you feel yourself like feeling like, here's the thing, here's what I'll say to kind of wrap it up and tie it all together. If you are feeling unsure about, I'm thinking specifically something around expression. So whether that's an artistic endeavor, you're like a blog you want to start, or a podcast you want to start, or anything that's kind of just like a creative pursuit. If you're thinking right now, like if there's some mental hang up around that, you are being called to set those mental hang ups aside, because if you can do that, then you're going to just have abundance. Bam, 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 and bam. You know? And it's going to take some work, and it's certainly going to take some patience. But you know, you can do that. Virgo, you can work. You can work and you can wait for your rewards. You can do that. But I also do, you know, it's interesting. I thought this reading was going to speak to the partnership piece a little bit more. I mean, you get this a little bit with this. You know, I do think this is a call for you to go out to someone to help them fill your cup for you. Like, again, February through March, time for partnerships. But it also looks like, as I said, y'all have been going within right now. And there's some great creative stuff that you've been able to tap into. And now it's kind of at a place where, are you going to let it out? Or are you going to let your own hangups, your own need for things to be perfect, your need for things to go in this order and that way, you know, are you going to be able to work past those mental hangups and really put your product out there in the world? What you gonna do, Virgo? Bottom of the deck, as I wrap it up, Three of Wands in reverse. Again, I just see another mental hang up there. You know, do you have a realistic perspective on the future? Ironically, out comes the star card right behind it, which is the Aquarius card. the answer to that question, do you have a realistic future vision of the future, and this card comes out, the answer is no, because Aquarians have absolutely no sense of what the future really is. So don't, Virgo, are you like tapping into that right now? Don't let that happen. Keep your head on right, Virgo, in February 2018. That's the big message here. But no, like I said, you know, astrologically, there's some really good stuff that could be coming up for you in the next few weeks. So let the universe handle that. It's already got it on lock, you know. Keep yourself open to good businesships, good romantic partnerships, long-term. Focus on long-term, okay? And more importantly, your labor needs to be focused on keeping your head right, keeping your fear of inadequacy and imperfection in check, not letting that prevent you from doing some really great work, especially work of your own mind, of your own creation, not necessarily the work you do for others, but the work that you do for yourself, the things that you create and do for yourself. Because it's very clear based on this reading that if you can really lean into those things and do those things and not freak out about them being perfect, yada, 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 like there is a ton of abundance available for you. Just keep your head straight. Okay, Virgo? Guess I'll go film the water signs now. Thanks for watching. Bye.